So this is a great clip of a guy called Rami, who's an Israeli living in Akron, Ohio, talking to the city council about their demonization of Israel. And he just so powerfully and boldly speaks out here. Worth watching. Have a watch.
My name is Rami Feinstein, and I am a proud Israeli living here in Akron, Ohio. I understand that some people have been coming here and urging you to boycott my country. First, I want to assure you that no one in Israel is having a discussion whether to boycott Summit County, Ohio, or any other county for that matter. It is okay to criticize Israel, but sadly, many here in America are trained to disguise their hatred of the Jewish state, present it as a concern for human rights. So how can we detect this kind of hypocrisy? Let's ask some questions. First of all, is Israel the only country that you want to boycott? Is the rest of the world perfect? Russia, Iran, Syria, Yemen. If Israel is the only country singled out, perhaps this isn't about human rights. This is about hatred for the Jewish state. If someone speaks about the Palestinian suffering, do they also condemn the biggest Palestinian oppressor, Hamas, the corrupt leadership stealing billions from their people, Hamas, which has refused elections since 2007, using civilians as human shields, firing from kindergartens and hospital. Hamas that committed unspeakable atrocities in October 7. Are they all accountable for starting this war? 250 hostages, babies, women, elderly. Question, when they scream, "Free Palestine," who actually is going to be free in Palestine? Are women going to be free in Palestine? LGBTQ, blacks, Christians? Are Jews going to be free in Palestine? Or only Muslim men that submit to a terror jihadi regime? Another question, are they really criticizing Israel for something we did, or are they opposed to the fact that we exist, living and breathing and speaking Hebrew in our ancestral land? There are 57 Muslim countries, 22 Arab countries, and only one Jewish state, and they call this colonialism. How stupid do you think we are? They call Gaza an open prison, but do they ask you to boycott Egypt, that also has a border with Gaza? Why not also hold Palestinian leadership accountable for decades of rejecting peace and fueling violence and terror? It was never about coexistence for them. They want to erase and replace Israel, and they say that out loud. We only need to listen, and we need to listen here in Akron, Ohio, because the Imam is giving speeches in Kent University praising October 7, and we know that words like these can lead towards violence against Jews here in Akron, Ohio. So if you call for the boycott of Israel, let me be clear. We see you for the hypocrites that you are. Jews are now defending themselves in this world, and Jews are fighting back, and you need to get used to it. Thank you so much.
So good. And I tell you, the most important line, I think, that he said in that little speech of his was the fact that he said there's 57 Muslim countries, 22 Arab countries, and only one Jewish state, and they call this colonialism. It's ridiculous. What the Palestinian cause is so brilliantly done is make it seem like they are the victims and the Jews are the colonizers. It's just so ridiculous because, as is always so helpful, people always say, zoom out a bit and look at the map. And you realize that the Palestinians are just the tip of the spear of the Arab Islamic anti-Israel global coalition that's trying to destroy Israel. This is about the Muslim world, and anti-Semitism throughout most of history has been about big empires or big religions persecuting the Jews. And this time it's the Arab Islamic world who cannot stand the fact the Jews have returned to their ancient homeland because it challenges their whole world view, their whole theology about how Islam will dominate the region and the world. And so they used the Arabs in the land of Israel as pawns to create this victim narrative. But they don't care about that, really. They don't care about statehood for the Palestinians. They don't care about that at all. And they use them as the tip of the spear in order to try and destroy Israel. And how they have convinced us, fooled us into believing that they are the victims is they've pulled a blinder. They've pulled an absolute blinder. So people need to get clued up on the truth about the Palestinian cause. And we're too intimidated to state the truth. We're too worried we'll sound like we're insensitive, we're uncaring. But you're just feeding the evil that way. You're feeding the evil program. You want to get to peace? We say peace comes through strength. Where does strength come from? Strength comes from knowing the truth and being unafraid to say it. This is utterly essential, and we all need to do that. And if you haven't seen already our documentary on the invention of the Palestinians, how a nation was invented to destroy another, have a watch of the trailer for it, because this is a really important one. If you want to watch it, you can just click the link below in the video description. The Palestinians. We have been told they are an ancient people fighting for their homeland which has been stolen from them. This narrative has fueled decades of conflict, painting Israel as an occupier of stolen land. But what if this identity is not of an ancient nation, but a modern, cynical invention? A political construct designed not to build a state, but to dismantle the Jewish one. In this JTV Plus documentary, we're going to uncover the truth behind the creation of the Palestinian identity, how it was forged in the fires of pan-Arabism, absent in historical records until strategically rebranded in the 1960s by leaders like Egyptian-born Yasser Arafat to rally global opposition against Israel. We'll trace its roots from the Ottoman era, where Palestine was a region without a distinct people, through the pre-1948 years of Arab rejectionism, before focusing on the pivotal shift of the 1960s, when Arafat declared we should now be known as Palestinians, inventing symbols like the flag to mask genocidal aims. This wasn't about self-determination, it was about exploiting refugees, suppressing true aspirations under Arab rule, and perpetuating a war to destroy Israel. Join us as we debunk the myths of an ancient Palestinian nation, expose the strategic manipulation, and reveal how this construct has hindered peace while fueling hate. Fair but firm, this is the story of an identity weaponized not for building a future, but for erasing one. To watch this JTV Plus documentary and access much more premium content, click on the link in the video description.